Limbo ducked the pole game, as I understand Satan to be none other than a prophet whom undertakes any such upheaval of backward thinking, to be as acknowledged in the whole, as so to likewise a god or gods in themselves, a triggered rapport, preordained by such uncertain philosophies, such as those endangered and endured by only facing servitude, and embracing such dualities as good or bad, right and wrong, hot and cold. These fallacies portray many story in delving the divine frequency of her, and to her acknowledgement the mother of religion herself, Hermes Trismegistus or Thoth, labeled and lined out structures of order, any legends and myth to come fabricated fractionally by a bipartisan ambiguity. In nature, indeed, many have struggled through time and the cosmos to understand the necessary proponent of the adversarial combination of the subliminal virtues established through our symbolic muscle memories, interlocking vast rebellions of an earthly and bright interstellar insight, our portraits laying strewn about, yet their context sustains even the most rudimentary of statements as incredible in and of itself, so as to, with all a word ever so plain or phrase farsing gematrias coded in Phoenician context, as the saying goes, I love you, no homo. Point only as basic we have info that assists each other's knowledge base. Seems our meeting preordained, not by mistake for sure. Yes, the greats, the moon moms and dads, the moon parents, grandma and grandpa, predecessors. Watch the gears, they are miserable, they want to hang out on earth where it's nice. Too many years in desolation, heaven is nice, but it's a rather destructive place at times. Only supreme intelligence can peacefully enter its possible environmental integrities. Truly, wars in space is a farce. Self-destruction is inevitable. Without peace or enemy, it's the only environment as age-old as life itself, older than time. And compared with the creator of the universe, it's a must to become as one with the fire. That's as much as I can say. The Nephilim were responsible for the rebellion with the mighty crystal. They were isolated. This too was fated destiny. Possibly they left Venus. I can see that possibly for sure. All probable is all quantum mechanics agreed on probability ratios and chance. Our biological discordance is a reflection of the universe, not only the planet and galaxy, but every single twinkle known and unknown. Our bodies are a reflection of the universal intelligence of the enormously vast and ever-expansive universe. This opium of opulence pales in comparison to the divine secrets hiding behind every nook and cranny, underneath every tree and rug, rocks and bug. It's immersive, incomprehensible. In one sitting, but our evolution, though may not have been, nor do I believe, was it first here on Earth. Actually, I can say 100%. No, it wasn't, but that doesn't mean evolution didn't happen naturally, complete, first. In fact, it must have. So we are a reflection of the universe in springing the first life form, a result of a million repeating years, a trillion, billion, quadrillion repeating years of evolution, combining every interlocking, interwoven supernova, black star, black hole, wormhole, tunnel, ever. Happy Zombie Jesus Day. Zombie Jesus come back. You know, if Jesus did come back, he would be a zombie. You know, he would be a corpse. He would be... Where's his body? It's decomposed. We're golden, but we gotta hold them all into it. Equal B. It's someone else's name. Together we are greater than the sum of its parts, one love and actualization. I'll have to reply in interpretive dance. Interacting, establishing connection are a direct descriptive of polarity, a derivative of something that attracts and repels us, compelling we towards manifestation of purpose, through the passion of our destiny to look at art through the five senses, interracially connects, folding and becoming new life forms through interbreeding, creating new species, tangibly speaking. Every blood we add creates another genetic anomaly. These are the collaborative efforts of the environment, a teaching of the red sky, painters made of clay, sculpting again a new truth, formed by all that collaborates, menacing truth, unknown, darkness, redirects, interjects, the unknown within each ear, eyes, heart, speech, smells, all these facets of fashion, pushing us past our status quotients. Having known what's possible, probable, and unimportant, comparing the ionosphere with how much music of which we can possibly entertain. Within one atmosphere, in redundancy, reduction breathes a new isolated pattern, priority of the atom, also in 12s, another apparition, as we call it, something variable and unseen, giving names to the cold and warm air of that which we breathe in as oxygen molecules. On a drier scale, intermissions regulated by percussions in air. Every time we attack the cracks, re-establish fabrics, in concerted as with the abstract, counterintuitive to place better than interpretations on aspects of the air, the quantum of which we can't see, parts of the fabric of a molecule, peculiar, lean, looking clean, but actually understanding fractionally in architectures of time and space on the fly. Reparation interacted out by a ratio written on paper. The only thing that gives the equation value is the understanding of all variables included, wrote about on a scrap of paper. E equals mc2. How simply and easily drawn, but the fabric's giant in collaboration of the splitting of an atom, magically interaction fuels this chain reaction, intelligibly included the clicking pendulums pertaining to mind, apathy, archetypes, expression, interrelated in space, and facing the fact a speech can beat out the orchestra. But why is that important? As without the art of whatever breathes your passion, past I am, let it be so the imagination, world meaning only enhance the art in earth, in heart, in earth. Art, darts, farts, and larks, tapping elaborately in doubles and triples. In fact, pacing the playwright can give us the spirit of the night, music, spirit of the day, yet its incomparable pictures with music as black is to white, in bridging this gap, in mixing multicultural lines, creating new strains. Every moment of captivity, a mass realization can occur, multiply, instead of divide, the way time really works, adding, not taking away. Anything that gives us freedom through sharing interrelated perspectives shows us our forward as in up, not really a directional given ever, but a suggestion without representation of the punctuation, free to roam without a plausible, is one step lower, yet as below, so above ye microcosm, macrocosm. Vanishing labels, forward new language, redefinition, we are the wave, not the particle. We are not red, yellow, black, and white. We are made of light. This is religion promoting separation. Like, comment, share. Yes, on our quest towards ever more perfect extremities, we collaborate as an organism. The value of the service required to perform each and every action with glory. This will happen involuntarily as we rise in vibration. We release our inner being from their outer shells. I imagine sometime in the next million years or so, we'll be well on our way towards the course of becoming the next level of after sentient, pure energy, involving through our process, peace through raw, replacement with the positive upbringing of universal source code information of light, upgrading our indentured free will. A filter remains at the priority and proximity of our apparent conversations amidst our fundamental changes and growth by the reclamation of a fruition, definition, the meaning of words. Lead lending attractions via alternative magnitude. Sometimes their realizations lean subtle, sometimes lean gross. Show more reactions. tend to be overbearing, don't mind me. I'm still listening, challenging as I go. I leave many crumbs. We are not red, yellow, black, and white. We're made of light. This is a religion promoting separations. Sometimes whole cakes I leave behind. I've made some awesome discoveries on my spiritual exploration. The truth is, in fact, stranger than fiction and certainty. We're golden, but we gotta hold them down. I've ever said that you were, but anyways, I can't fix your problems. It's not my responsibility to fix your problems. I can't fix anyone's problems, even if I wanted to. Anyways, only you can possibly fix your problem. So if you have something to say to me, say it kindly, or please go fuck off, while simultaneously fucking yourself at the same time. Thanks. Like, comment, share, write, comment. My truth is ever expanding, not diminishing. I work from infinity. I don't know about you. In relation to the truth, who cares about art for art? If art's not true, it's no better than shit on a stick. Oh, there's plenty more knowledge in infinite. I'm just too fucking lazy. So truly vast and ever expansive, bound to miss a few perks along the way. There's only so much one man can carry without reducing fractions. There's a big fundamental difference in our simplicities. Yet we are one and the same, even and equals in our differences as well. Don't matter, don't, and for that matter do. Galaxies, what's inside matters most. Masterpiece theater, diamonds beyond that. Who that though what lasts forever, then forever too. Smart is a relative concept. Let's get another one more to do. Oh, one love. Captivate ego with higher mind until the two of you get along. Voice of reason over trickster. Ultimately decide. So a solution of these two force elements, reasoning and free will. Andrew Alexander Douglas. Music, a must for combination, sublimation as above, so below, subconscious roots, conscious true trunk, divide supervision, aspect ratio, intervention, search, Tarzan-like connections, intuitions to tree of the mind have the power to record, access, and build any machinery put to the test, but only one that stands the test of time. Unlimited freedom exists when we combine our past lives, crack the egg of ego self, scrambled higher mink, rode in on yolk and scrambles four, not just two, just for kicks, cook it up on a knowledge, and love, intuition, aroma promotes, ride straight to the top, crown, cream of the crop, so to speak, frequently flyer miles in the fires for freedom for sure. Combining the sub, unlocking the library of love, intensely sprocket, divine lightning, chopstick. Anything can be made aware, eliminating the need to feed two sides and below. It's a giant attack. Neverland, marbles. I'm back. Wow, with a poem acceptable responses. One that tops is all previous artists being in communication. The last model placement derives 9/10 of the law, especially when we ponder in recognition administrator while participating in song. There is one I in speech, but in singing we all get along. It's the same I, a way of connections throughout all isometrics. Recheck and adapt via source of that which surrounds, mirror to a fine tip, gradually windling the spindling rip. Juggling frequency until a tear can be seen split, reverse engineered, leaving a new place in time, viewing new pinnacles throughout all mankind. We can rebuild hip, Y, XY hop. Yeah, what about HIM, him? Approximately 140 years. Either way, they have reincarnated long ago, 8 generations. Fold. It's only usually people don't understand myself, so I'm used to not being responded to. Rather, I end up talking with myself, not by choice. Say what you want to say, not call upon those have passed beyond the grave, where their memory legacy forever rests in place by our shared genetic memory of him or her. Sacrifice spins the world alone, tucks and corners. of the ocean. I respect JC, but he's not himself. As of late, we cannot reanimate corpse. Just a theory, really, but what's the good without women first? We need to curve the world before we can celebrate the mourner about the truth of our prophets being mastered for profits. Plain words fall on deaf ears like drops without ripples, only respond to lava necktie at the throat, only for the restraining courage to speak loud. Scream therapy can get violent, but it's a cure for neurosis. It's instant and permanently topples the towers of narcissistic cages, shames that bind us in attachments, creating the need to possess this or that. Why? We do not own a thing. Our experience is borrowed from our youth. Go ahead, experience on you, but be responsible and never subject a youth to anything other than unconditional encouragement and supporting positive reinforcement based in love. If love is all there is, love is all that can be. One love. Same say the moon. It's an artificial hollow, but Sumerian tablet tells of a king's decent, clever observation, yet still the old mother moon. Sun dude is wrong, a perspective, a perversion. Male is moon, female is the sun, she at earth. Last I checked, chicks were hot and dudes were cool. Cold, never know what could be wrong entirely. So, cook chicken and dung biscuits at 180 degrees and above for safety purposes. Food safety certified to boot. One love. Do we got time for one more? Let's go with Let's check this one note. What about a one-note song? Internal, external limitations. Indeed, our books lending leading reparations. Nothing in the past can clean the oceans, bring the forests and fish. Only a new way of thinking. The world will change as we know it. We know it, meaning we change. Fuck books. This is understanding instead of dogmas. Never use a pen. You are your own one. Who is the Rothschild dynasty? We're having a conversation. Satan is imaginary, yes. You are your own one and only worst enemy, not anything or something outside of you. When you say Satan, you indeed are referring to yourself. Same with God, it's just a bakery or the recycling center. It's all sarcasm. I'm sorry about being semi-sarcastic. We knew more about the old days and now we're realizing a new age. Just remembering what we forgot. Been so long that all this seems new again, but it's not polytheism. If you create a woodworking, you are a creator. We must focus co-creation, even with our loose ends. Andrew Alexander, it's a thing called compound interest in banking. They're not any more powerful than either of us, but the mechanism's bleeding us all dry. In the long run, yes, they are taking advantage. For what end, I do not know, but we are outnumbered the system, one human stronger than any computer. We must believe we are more valuable than machines, mind over matter, see the inherent beauty and not become slaves of the physical by design nor through consent. Like replied just now, I am very sorry to hear about your friend. You see, as manifestations, we can and do create our own reality. As sad as this may seem, we are the negative and positive forces in the universe. Feeding two mouths will eventually create disease. Feeding the negative wolf ends very tragically in most cases. There are these polarities in our third dimensional world, splitting of light and dark, and night, black and white. They are as opposite yet in balancing, remaining stable, equal and bipedal parallel universe type situation. In this respect, our reality is our extensions of the self. In particular, the self which has reincarnated many lifetimes. As with life and death, day and night, we fade gradually until the spell is ultimately realized. That if you're on the same tier, you're equal. All fruits are equal with all fruits. All people are equal with all people. All planets are equal with all planets. It's a tier. It's a staircase. The spell is ultimately realized that opposites don't attract. They repel for a very good magnetic reason. As with the mind coalescing these routines as in good or bad, cold or hot, and yes, right and wrong are simply as cause-effect relationships of physical gene suppressions. or adaptations, mutations. They are as day is to night. The galaxy is to the universe. Embracing such positivity, like attracts, like leads inevitably towards forward, which is up against the grain. We do not have to endure the same expectation as the earth. Celestial being creators themselves, our feet are separated. We can go forward, as in up. Fuck books. I agree. This is why no one reads it. This is why I'm reading it to you. Here's my favorite mantra. Gently she glides the canoe upon the moonlit waters. Have a great day. I love it.
Loving all the facts, understanding the faults. I see icy circles topple the world, wobbling answers back, both following each other, hearing decibels, cringing consumes like a God-gone Christian. Liberty Bell, the red phone, not supposed to order pizza, and rings in the Oval Office. 30 minutes, or it's free. Keep searching the sands with forceps. PhD in arts and facts, and all these, yeah, the facts. Understanding, deranges, icy circles. I see, understanding the faults I see moss, and I see seas, and I see defaults. And understanding in my life plan, just keep on faking, insulting in the silence, and you'll all act from a viewpoint of a dipshit stick in the mud up, suck up optimist. Prime, sore stick failure to hear me in the 13th rhyme. I'll do time. I did it dirty. Are you all in the shadows or just a pessimistic, mystical project facing with the imagination of a mutant frog? Radiations chugging, sliding those shortcuts down the throat. Splashed fast, sincerely chalk it up to believing it forward and back. Sentences relating to filthy ways, slang and dialect, function to pronunciate, swerve when indentured, optimal, stick stuck in mud says hello, my dear, hashtag how are you, my one and only, goddess, queen of the you in verse, dear to my way of loving life, like loving eye and loving hugs, understanding defaults I sees, you loves, you all in my heart's for you, be you fan, buy you cooler, and your shoes. Chat conversation and if a false potential detention, killing this redundancy, fill it up half full or half empty. We see the feelings the lessons do. I have to show it up at work. I work it too. I always make up understanding the faults I see deliberate diagrams, explaining the domes, recollecting principles again, jumping 5 horizons from forgotten cycles, cross the suns, falling symphony and harmony, withering when I see certain circles, blind spots bobbing, and wait, keeping the bass in crystal clear attention, on the edge, and Thursday the 15th, until our hunt twisted, insistent on a hesitant understanding, swirls hot as the sun, professional targets, artist, thigh upside down, twisted, dangles in tree off 3 nature, never requires clothes, fractures deliberately cast in captures and catwalk, marvelously western, fashions covered, a real creator, she, her wisdom, 4 Nikis, same as every other, oh that sticky, icky reason, behind the lights, the island shadows, darting around, quicksand, drunk off the polarity, stood still 4 more days, more understanding my faults I see in effigy, this feeling radiates within each spool, leading drags my wigs, remember she never looked so good for a chick, I never had a move inwardly, no reasoning, obstructing quality, reflection, profusely, paradoxical, proliferating, worlds in 2, life or death, opposites and frequently, frequency part of the whole images, shit endeavors, sickness as time causes sun, poet opposition, what's up, with the hats hiding in couple, in chesto, continually flipped, yeah, dude, strung up on a pessimism, cradle creation off elusive bouncers, keeping the club, flipped, yeah, instantly, in check, but instantly time evaporates apart again. The sun's silhouette off the meniscus, redirected towards the collected pools of consciousness. Hum and enter connectivity, actual remedy. Loosen up your safety harness, letting the pineal harden until the quicksand alternates to the cement, bringing up the path to the past. Mulched by the red farmer, laughed at a purple by a king, potentially a sultan wearing a turban, factually crowned with a crooked blade. He wouldn't understand how to rake mulch and wood chips under the mountain while he's throwing salt over his shoulder just in case of a superstitious afterward. Needing dissolution, kick the microphone up on the lights. Changes into the shape of a star plane, hammer down, thrown up the hill, swimming upstream both ways. Wacky whack, ass dudes and backwards, ass hills roll down, wild jokers, a figment of your imagination, hustling backwards, captured, captivation, V.I. Angelo and Skidoo. Know how to make a proper swing with a 9-iron, ripping a 50-cent. Tables and Wu-Tang soliloquies, getting boring, depicting lessons instead of the plan to snatch that blue dragon by her throat. Controlling instead of defending the fire smoke, defining definitions, made myself a new friend covered in plated armors and a heart of gold. They're on high ground, which for the view seems cool from afar. Execution's state, eye for an eye. Just balanced the scales, took off the model after she broken her mold, was waiting to shelter. Helpful happening together, fashion the slanted secrets, paint your cheeks with neon face paint, get information, diet in the physical. How practical is that twitches each key before printing? I'll calm down. The resurrection. Prayers, sentiments belonging before the cause is justified as long as you're living in place and printing flagrancy in place of popular trendy transcendence rings in both ears across my temples must be calling, taking ends through beginning again. If I knew direction to the gateway, I might say the way, except I don't forget to listen, remembering no words, the best song ever told, silence the only promise. Don't hold your breath if integrity followed footsteps. Only honor parades in their wake for a conversation to take place must require predetermined, peaceful, and requisite. Halves hold their place, quaternal frictions, factions, instantly frictions irritate, jelly, melanin, predictive hues, fluently smooth, be relieved, yourself become this first fractal, finally foretold, frequency flagrantly found, forced forward from fusion, feeling feelings and future fission, firmly funk, for family 50 fate, for full falsehoods, fractions, fallen, fractured faith, furiously fierce, futile, futility, following, forever face, finally free, forward, finds fortune for fabric, forces, foursomes, fractions, fictions, fissure, fashioning for 40 factions, faulting, fruition, facing faults, fully, fruition, folds, reflection, really relates, rhymes, raps, ranges, rep, Wu-Tang Clan, attempt to challenge speech, cut the keys in half with a numbers, decibels, recording echoes after 5 horizons, smiling alignments, thrifty raptures, injected Panamas, peninsulas keeping it real, understanding their faults, I see renewal, after the thaws, frosty man gone, melted into cold, returned back as a stone, instantly becoming the mass ratio equivalent to tow or burdens ashore, the only contraption, living, instrument, resonant, spinning, an index, card, machine, like the basket, nothing but Ned skipping up a river, rainbow trouts, refracting effects of mountain, keep, leap, response, again, up, stream, beneath the moonshine, the northern lights, cave for a second, envision sight, include the champions, blindly your eyes may deceive you, a giant spectrum, beast off the way out of medium, stationing, positioned after, rewinding, take off from the helipad, at the center, devour, death row first, decide, an assertion, disillusionment, descending, the only prognosis detectable in rememberings, only distraction, relaxing, watch words you've heard listening back from octaves, relating eights over pent-up stars, studied Da Vinci, even scenes from the moves, and space in, out, fold in, choruses, reduces violent worlds, done, word up, chatted later on reasons, re-released, Wu-Tang forever, understanding the faults, defaults, I see. All the facts, the rest the story. Gonna quick tell ya. Yeah, you, do what up with you? Fame and glory, passion, action, defibrillating and attraction. Rhyme quick, stomp on the street, teetering, stringless, filling up the solar moon. Yeah, dude, drop out when we mention cross swords, 40 fights, delirious. Try from behind a gun, more illusion. Asking for an AC coverage for your skin. Glitter with all the shining, simply glitter in all what you do. If you want to be king, so insistent on servants, keep on observing. Alertness, fabric, this problematic faction, diluted, recapture, seeping through the jitters, repeating, fabricated, a new jumpsuit for the grindstone. Go back to the scratch. Jack, lightning files, responding automatically, syndicated jury, failure to revive the case, about the same pace of a resurrection, talking like a lame syndrome, shown down the controversial, relate the means to destroy. If you knew how to respect the art of murder and persuasion, does not respond to the course selection, subjective insertion, redacted reversals, I'll veto that bill, adaptable, redacted statements, leading to lending arrangements, click it up, search it up, Boolean on fire, our tickets, revenues can't even feed the poor, so why can't you, dude? What's stopping you from giving that crown royal on a plate, harvesting from the soil, dripping up with the doubt, pushing up jump rope with the centrifuge forces, introducing quicksands and twisted fans. Let's get through all the formalities because reality is about to unfold. Insistent on narration until the time is ready. I tell ya about the fire of silver reconnection together. It's taking you from taking selfies of you, light words, light songs, light quotes, words seem like a sleazy phony just because you're taking photos. How else you supposed to do it? How else you supposed to know me? With eyes, guys, if your cruise watches, you get your ass kicked. Cousins stole the profit, they ain't your friends, homies. Margin on a new business investment. Girls forget where they left the latest fashion statement. Is naked, relating trendy to yo, what's new? And then I don't even know what's news. All we've got is all we've been through. It's wearing weather. Choices become clever. Revisiting Mercury. It's only a matter of time before the virus kicks in, making eyes close, senseless sentiments. A reaction, a faction, a view to golden hand, outreaching the deep, shedding generosity for anyone who may seek. A senseless memory often treats you at your weakest, dude. You'll never grab force. That which seeks you seeds, speeds, and speaks towards spreading love unconditionally. A place, a home. That DT strung up, that dude on a pessimism, cradling creation off, elusive bouncers keeping the club instantly in check, bustle in time evaporate, apart against the sun silhouette, off the meniscus, redirect towards a collective pool of consciousness, humming, interconnectivity, actually, remedy to loosen up your safety harness, letting pineal hardens, calcify, decalcinate, until the sand quite evaporate. Till the quick, your sand is yours, and you're no longer drowning. Only half is rewounding, astounding. This place is above ground. It can realize itself in half interconnected parallel universe. Metronome, guides and guitars, violins, trembling, resembling, anointed, treble, and replicate, closing, meter, and clef, trombones and flutes give hissing allotments, allowances to freely glide as dust and electron doing and unending, and some deliberate and separate, glimmering patterns as they hex the galaxies of the flaming wires spread too thin. Where does the staff connect? Repetitive, Famata holds the world, tapping staccato definitions, describing illuminations, debriefing this effervescent, tumultuous glows and grows in multitudes, delivered often as thought or message, but not ever as steady as harmonic triplets that scattered are forward wind melodic captivation, signaling the singing notes spiral or kissed trial, forcing quantum at ohms as four directions. Per measure count for 1 to 3 voids, finally gets her moment in the solo, but only as emotion places imagination color between the lines, frameworks of the divine. One true goddess light sends universal serenity about her heart, jettison her only soul spirit accordingly. A leg grows sacrificial hymn out into perception. Horizon distortions attempt to capture her subtlety, deliberate vibrato into fret, cadenza, all sharp, four, score, changes till chorus, quarter, time, signatures rarely same, G's in tune, one peaceful wave, compilation, is above a vibration in a void so below her determination, filter, masterpieces through our vast expanse of alteration, annotation, backstrokes, the divides hitting a rested wall, flip and divide, dive in emergency, preparedness, otherworldly and inevitable, some composure, tilts off caravans and canvases, clamping us on the side, wilted and wavering. Would you just stand up and walk out on me in a roundabout way, insulted, insured, keeping the reeking cold at bay, stunner step, while raise alliteration spans and memories, reflection, starring waves, wavering, yet yes, stations, securely, we salute the pathways, neurological quantum sifting through the noise, stuck up, crescendos, magnetically enhancing this balancing act, staircases, dark matter, anti-gravitational, running with scissors, recording symphonic repair, starring starry pies, applause, the reasoning behind the ovation, pouring admiration for a soul's man left standing, entangled heats rises up, light shone down from above, the only echoes lightly defining conclaves, understanding defaults I see of effervescence required, reminded, rewinded, just to walk out on me around half-jaded symphonies. Finally sound casts a shadow beyond her beauty, her spotlight responded. After our closing movements, amending trails fading behind all us blinds our eyes, cutting time into 2/4 tune. Breathe integrity, don't hold your breath, only promise silence, and only best songs and remember listening. Forget, don't accept the way that I might gateway to directions, knowing the beginning through the end. Taking and calling must be temples across my ears in both rings. Transcend trendy popular place and flagrancy and printing place. Living, loving, long is justified. Cause before belonging sentiments, prayers, resurrections down in the calm. I'll print a key. Your paint secrets, slanted, of the fashion together happening, helpful, sheltered, waiting, her mold, broken she, after, before, the model, took scales, the balance, just the eye, for an eye, state, executions, afar from cool, seems view for which ground high on the ground, their gold, heart, and armors, plated, covered, new friends, myself, we made this, by defending definitions. One love, peace and understanding. Copyright Drew Stone.
Two brothers holding the pillars, two realms of ether tides. Brotherhood eternal, clasping hands in protection of virtues. In truth, a trusting hand sheds not a sound, broken apart from musical riffs and volatile remission stances. This peaceful dance and silent marks the keepers of the sacred doorway. A door marching closer, the sounds of the ocean, spirit lands onward, upon the beaten path, the divine, a place in mind, time, family bonds, ripples the ponds, taut and now strong, the crushing blow delivers remittance, deceivers who worship materials, superstitions, wars, an overpowered tool, so much is unused. Doors remain fixed in remembrance, memory fixed, we ride the lines in the streets, looking for more at night, seeking the toll. What more can be wished for than to explore the permanent mold in search of better tomorrow? Understanding four-core branding, freedom like a shrieking howl, galore we fly this mysterious myth, take it known how you've grown, the blinking star, shining beacon, at night perishes any desire of harmful sight. Simply put, we dream, the vessel to belong, searching the sky, we ride our futures in the now. Colorful blackened ponds shine upon the moonlit night, canopy enveloped in mist, continually enveloped in curtains, blankets of quilts painted, all colors, every shape, interwoven apocalypse. Teal, the color of your pearl, blood red, the heart's desire, forensic mind shakes and quakes, bends and wakes, eliminates, forward motion cease, the prognosis, humanity, motor couplink wheel backwards infested mutant. Contested freedom she dangles, lingered as if from a thread. Forgiveness lies in wake. Forgive yourself for freedom's sake, for father's mortal breath been taken. In names of peace earth shaken, remorses for the dead. We are all just a stone in a puddle in a pond.
Are you in a meaningless pile of water that will evaporate, or are you part of all-purposeful life? There are two ways to spread light, to be the candle or the reflection. Prolific paternatives, qualitative fraternities, jocks and jokes and arts retorts, nerds that sway, people praying, people making fears go away, rocker flock and rip rappers keep and spit, the spot, a sun's block, my mind a light shop, making sense to over sedacious, repetitious, non-adaptive, open captive, outhouse caption, question fractured, rendered slackers, raffle, smasher, Mario Tardy, studios, raptures, apocalypse mattress, end of days romantics, bear in mind the label 20 counting fables, repertoire an anxious bar, flying sweating gin, digital reprieve, horseshoe reweave, pentagram, five aside, I can jive, finally brought a minute's rest, Sabbath, the moment of daydreaming suns, dream the fire and perfect storm center I, dreaming the cloud of gaseous night sky, brewing the storms that combine mind's reign, showing pains and androgynous peers leap of faith. Once again the slacks will show a perfect song. 16 intrepid waters delved oceanic fodders, platinum stream consciousness desires, braided the giggling sisters, vapors, patty cakes and ones and twos, and silent mothers, watches brothers, parading fathers, warm arms to tuck us in, breathing free, tentacles release, outreach beneath the deep swirling islands, abundant as the sun's cloudy eyes, rainbow tribes, ride in tubes, spacious flipping tilted tunnels, bob swept blues courses throughout red ooze to set our wills to higher ground, hikes the impatient glow, slithers and eights our souls twirling the primordial liquids, discording directed ration to few planetary factions, orchestra pouring the sky's majestic concord, fragments bound, rewound, and gone into the sun-painted shrouds, covers our brows, followed us into the gray night, splattered recreant, that sings silver moon shaken shores, reflecting crescent promises, repeated and doubled, belting lands anew, tasting belted photon hues, rejuvenates the silent perplexity, surplus invention, unjust never surrender, excess must not be rebellion, long dangles rope, right around the corner, 90 degrees turn, there's still hope. Bleeding through the quanta goo, the concentration ooze, melting in my hand, murder my bones, feel this powerful glow, murder my forehead, this toxic song grow, murder the blackness of my soul, iridescent vapors exploding my capillaries, broken my lung capacity, dripping ribs, dripping nose fades from beneath my eyes, dripping eyeballs ooze into my mouth, dripping crooked fingers beating rift, stigmata eyes observing mortal breath, obsessive maggots, nuclear fallout, broken my Achilles heed the light, broken my scars perfect night, broken my voices from my brow, lives lost, many my last beating cry, I won't die, more fuel for the fire, burning the fields, rain chemicals, burning the plants off the infamous liar, burning the plans of plants, planet. Jettison my spirit from this cage, entangles my perspective from thought, escape horrors of a green lantern, escape floral, the death's wagon, escape fountains of new youth. Stalwart endeavors, rainbow-colored feathers, picture the light separate from judgment's view, the hue of reflections detected anew, a horizon of Roy-G-Biv vapors benefits our fellow man, view a prism illuminated between eyes, remission photons, frictions that will paint the black canvas with swirling colors and awesome lights, rework a mortar, cruising insight, purified and bare, this process from air rekindles the flame, lost cyber mainframe, alchemical visions bleak now our prisons, stinging us along with the truth becomes told before your very eyes. Lightwork, sight, reborn, we arise from our tomb. This mind is alive, mixed with primordial goodness, wisdom, repugnance, discordance discovered in third central optic, a mirror to shoplift, the significance stop this. Upon darkness's Sputnik, a Seattle feed of spoken dream can remold in time this victimless crime. Manifestation's key, sun-gazing daydream, a wonderful day to emanate and disengage our distances. Crushed powders, incentives ponder, granite drains, insulated remains dripping from the grasping fist, hourglass rhyme, directed prism, pinky scars wrapped in strings. Knitting a scarf to keep warm, golden ring stretches knuckle bone, pasted and cast from the molten, infused through blue veins, reinforced demand, isolated. The pinnacles of metals do rust, molded, consciousness rough, delved, rewound, spun in time, dual snapping, cracking barriers onto cosmic oceans of space, onto cosmic oceans of space, onto cosmic oceans of space. Boating and floating along this line, double helix soaring bell sounds, lifting conductive brain matters, vibration scatters notes in the wind, pouring golden ray transmission, sunlit liquid embrace, covert life, breeding fire from earthen source, breathing life into all devotions, growing and glowing reality. The sweet wind blows and the mountains effect grow, sacred family tree in tune wonderfully, and blossom blooms, finger-painted grass weeds glisten, and shake the air swirls of mother's interwoven braids. The children's smiling gaze plays and feels in the slides, swinging reels, laughing and pointing at musical notes in the air, lullaby in the sky, brushing the multicolored guild shading in all forms of life, giving splendor, candid remembrance of compassions, comprised brothers and sisters, foursquare reprise, praying and raising vibrations, delights, the animals now grazing, sun-ripened sands and swampy moss-covered netherlands, jungles in nature gliding onward beside the triumphant moonlight, verdantly glowing, reflections being spilling into the pools covered dew, mirroring the image of the galaxy into a dot intrinsically, the petal falling like rock, rain painted in squares, directionless rewards, productions of satellites, conductive renewal of isometric aura fields, even flowing space, rekindled flame that tucks us in to sleep safely among the moonlit waters. She glides the canoe. The eyes shine negative, retrospect, blank stares, introspection, detected life on a murky rock, for better or for worse, extended our vision to the depths of hell's curse, to the veil inward hearse. Encased in a protected sheath, divided beautiful luscious lips to kiss the sky, floating in mist, 100 moons to spin left, to write a protest, ribbon to wrap our night's silhouette dream. The square complex of inner space vibrates the outer jettison vortex line, ditto my love inward, abundance flows outward, radiates the vivacious living deity grounding this cosmic energy. Here on earth, for heaven's sakes, drop the propagation spark. Duality is a whispering lark. Rows and rows of sharks speak as above, so below. Mountains flee, spinning endlessly about. A heavenly rod, a heavenly nod, a spectacle of odds. The solar system's unit, a complex dual system, perplexed and made of a single substance. Love's repugnance to enlighten the darkest of space, once though elements 9 could splice the sky, accompanied neighbors elements 12, celestial nights serving the kingdom of hearts, broken egg 6 and 6 devil sticks, rewritten mix, maximized along, souled regrown, the dragon eats its tail, the months of sessions will prevail, 4 directions, electrons, northern brothers and sisters, eastern cast of community speaks, southern starries carries waters, eastern mixes stirs to bring us patterns of spiraled winged map. The galaxy, a miniature version of this here rap, duality measured, 4th dimension cubes holding the night's skies.
Quantum 19, tackle knots in sweet stage. Natural law, good for health. Targeted mantras, torn into 2. Cordially we invite you to be our guest in retrospect. 1,000 years encouragement, times timely, timidly lean towards uncovering our underlying secrets. Jingle at the angles, abridging the divide, spacious guesstimations adaptly simple, simplistically synonymously towards redemption, and targeting proper priority and linguistics having a meaning or outspoken purpose, chastising all that is holy, begone betrothed beyond bride and beyond, past passionate longing, digesting sacred blinding vigils, targeting towards columns, combining hieroglyphic, holographic, indiscriminately progress, promotes thus a singular sight, broken before left from right, up or down, centralizations recall regressions of the past, in living livelihood or another terminations lay tribute combined with all time and genetic memory code. A real view rapid category prioritizes the heroine of lesson, tangible tribulations, pouring wonders, time so lost or forgotten. Could be last year, could be or more, or last Tuesdays, even though when instigations occur, unfold binomial repeaters, quadratically arrangements, solidifying discovered concerns, reasons behind lost indentured souls, indoctrinated to forget these factual architectures, prescribed by any form, all orthodox, simply put, our myths and legend passed down by way of insight, tasking tapered, longing Columbine, our sorrows interested, we all find a solution, a solid ground for us to walk upon. Day the waters pure, another remembrance, unlocking historical avenues prior to manipulating belief structures, arguing ascertained depictions, congruent redistributions, manipulating belief structures, arguing ascertained depictions, congruent redistributions, vibe and form, accrease and measure, solitude, regularly ajar, lose belonging becomes weakness, yet chalice begets sequence, haphazardly awakening, polygenomic, precognitive associate displacement tragedies purposefully in place, invested properly against us, this notion of time and place, heights before prognosis, redundantly deleted process, cancelled and reversed, articulations bionic, frequencies on vitamin D, they call it a drug, they look at the sun, those who alone cannot disguise at a loss, contemporary seeks a base foundation to address, sanctuary secretly, serenity holding us close, spindles on a finger, remembering not to forget, not so much a picture of of an awkwardly placed lawnmower, but a mattress placed across the EME matic, palatable loft. Panam, we call it our planet Earth, where we define some type of subject not first, had to work for it first, symptoms purposely sent, aligned an architect, and double helix, no one can nor will combine the thrill placing perfect alignment and positioning of Merkaba energy fields upon ley line capabilities to timidly target both forwards and back, all at once was sought inwardly at first, following last, an eternal assertion of correctness, amateurly allowing Latin byproduct proper worth of value systems, rarely given algorithms, sorely abide by natural law, solely good health becomes its result of organizing by default any vibratory misalignment, restructures in real time, photo awesomeness captures this lens for a certain time, able to suspect and sustain like on like frequency, blinking when I have to, I do not. Picture perfect, unsafe again, it's only a part of a matrix, adhesive, symbiotic matter, material or ground sheet placement, weaved wicker, seating in basket, perhaps this can help us further explore vast reaches beyond the Neanderthal and Neander. This can help us further explore vast reaches beyond the Neanderthal and Neander. This can help us come a long way since some imaginary creature I made up to aid in helping us recall our primate distance traveled past relationships, symbolically hypnotic by today's standards, rarely thinking of at first place, midpoint, center. Until then, we can jump off and redirect our central body-mind capability in vibratory center. When at once was first, at last became middle, the normalcy realized everlasting endeavors of the middle galaxy universe. Interrelationship, marvel at those who have seen past central sun. In time, our grand architecture plays upon the spiraling cables, harmonizing at various different lengths. This is a magnificent expression to me of vast splendor and wonder to imagine each a dot of point striking, sparking mind out beyond Milky Way center galaxy. These the universal harmonics reign in pictorial soliloquies, mirror neuron synapse charges, surges both ways, forwards, quantum back together at once between both brains, left and right, always again in the same higher mind. The ego self by syllabus, creative mind is different than servant here, being amplitude differential, symbol of the circle halo, another circle drawn against the sand found beacon thwarted time and space, heaven our Eden planet, a great place to start addressing certain issues, if need be, thinking 2D, dimensional, fervent, binary, robotics, IDE cables, computer language, motherboard and brain processor, RAM, hard disk, space, quantum bus, average, solid, standarding labels, laughable, God is one, all for one and one for all, no gender drives, what's next, calmly get along and snap out of it, protect and help each other from the environment at all times, including our place in said such occurrences, never ending, albeit ultimatum, relying upon addressing affirmations, the congregational approval, ascertaining equilibrium of rights projected of the whole of the earth, at least but in the universe and galaxy, primarily that would render ultimately vast equatorial leaderships and proclamate priority over certain leadership roles and potential scattered about various world centers, of which our heart aligns and connect, provided we have drawn our fundamental map in place, taking career the time to awaken and connect some long forgotten promises, suggesting we replant all the trees immediately, using seeds from grown, if we got extra food to help whenever possible, and educate there when our center is universally friendly, it can be no man or woman, no being, celestial creature, or product of the great spirit, galaxy dream catcher's web spun marvelously and magnificent. No, I'm not mad that evolution didn't take place first, but considerably and unrelentingly happy that we're allowed to solve this great mystery without interventions, colliding in the wake our art and disseminate belongings in the Smithsonian, meanwhile directed fractions, unbiasedly the abundant truth is true in all glory. Our earth can replenish enough renewable resource to sustain us all naturally. Align with natural laws by all means includes our inalienable rights, clearly redefining the purpose of obligatory condemnations, abominations belonging to the dead and deceased. Captains captively held, release, allow, are working in peace quietly together in groups as needed relief by our handled brothers and chiefs who have seen both sides surface by right of way, selections, doors intermingling and instructed upon retrieval, a key opening not in, a double jump is necessary, don't hurt yourself. That second step is a doozy. There we have all the unconditional support one can need if in reality your heart beats when you're free to speak independently and freely to your mind as you wind and wish, translate and assist, upbringing, considering retrain ourselves, our brain delivers perspectives on command. It really is mind over matter, accessing partitions, decomposure, cleverly instigated past lives of the matrix found all throughout mind tales of woe and heartache properly shown, shining AQ, quintessential acquiescence, interlining universal, far, far away. Galaxy way station in the incredible majesty of black holes, screening like a gauntlet, booby trap to all hell, with every possible and impossible mission statement is don't go along, because that second step is a doozy. Free to travel and answer back, yet staying in one place, assert dominance, dance through all the intertwining spirals, see what you come up with, but make sure it's your own. You do so forth and so on until you're back at center, rounded in chair, making best musics and light, with not creative milky centers or mythological far galaxy, yet a metaphysical intuitive world built in realism and among all fabrics, by way of virtue and divine diving, providence jumping is through the stars, the light, and the source, everything is above, so below, following one step in front of another, correcting templates of time and terminologies along the way, keeping place through rendition of variable spirit animal, checking that no proper names were used in accessing spirit souls and souls food placement, another legend and discovery, no sentence were made, therefore no sense was ever had in knowing I know nothing, zero, perhaps, this poorly lame description of quantum being creator, and atomic being Milky Way center, Molecular suns compounds are mingled. Mercury and Venus mix and match. All that serves your planet. Each celestial mass that orbits plays a role in the spiderweb's creation, appearing as man, yet in fact is the name of the all-true creator. Quantum One. Love. Hasta luego. Vaya con Dios. Words. No is equal to the atom, the quantum heightened aggregates, polishing portions properly placed. Andrew Alexander, Atom so holy. Seek change, seek free energy, seek quantum safe, more difficult but fail safe. What other option is there? Make the leap to perpetual energy. This is the inevitable end for nuclear bomb power plants. Splitting atoms or splitting consciousness. Quantum is another level, a smaller level but greater level. Goes harmful, safe, harmful, safe. The harmful tests have their uses, but the safe tiers have their own solutions. Each are important, each is necessary, both is required. Atoms versus subatomic versus quantum, quirk, quanta mechanics. There is enough energy not only in the atom as in the universe, as in the quanta, quirk of the quantum. There, as in the universe, the quanta C scale are a combination of quirky quirk, each separate, yet each whole in their respective polygonal shape, as in the universe whole, some making one, each as with together one to the power of one. As each nuclear energy facility has an expiration date, in effect are ticking time bombs within themselves. Fukushima tragedy could be all around the world. Think harder, smarter, stronger. Take a long look, maintaining the position of the observer without observing. For it is only within the imagination we can violate the laws of nature, of thermodynamics, breaking the wave from violations. Eyes close or open, while in meditation, stability, stable. Manger those stables, or wait, strike that, reverse it. Equal B1. Love, Stone, Douglas, Monday, July 18, 2016. I've been working since I was 10, never saw a positive account balance. Once poverty of philosophy, especially because of my accounts, have always been in the red. Since I was born, I've been in the negative. Something definitely wrong with that soul. What's up? What's on your minds? Have we got to lose? What have we got to lose? Not once positive in my entire life. How am I supposed to provide for a family by murdering each other's soul slowly? It's a joke. When they're lying and cheating and stealing, forget my future. Where else to go but non-profit? It's a demo. It's a fucking joke. Buy the track. I don't own shit. Help me help you dance for life. Philosophy is my art. And when the repetition proposition is borrowed from structural analytical postulations of dimensional realization of access without possession towards understanding analysis, maintaining exponential growth, systematic architectural level of the universe, framework debriefing solar light, truth help cut through bullshit like none other, saving you boatloads of time, more valuable than money, one love, heightened aggregates, polished portions, properly placed chorus. Material cordially invites us to spearhead a long-awaited symbol burrowing from within the voids of time and space, an upheaval into tested magnificence. Here, hearing slightly held in place, hope remains steadfast. Practically, as I was saying, springs from the blackened pools, laces of light comfortably suggest preliminary arcing veins, lingering lyrical lyres, promoting proportionate rates, clandestine equilibrium spells out internal dance steps, manual reflections mandate obligatory overtures, rotate, detain, disqualified consciousness, continuum, utilize descriptions, vapors, and then M for explanation in relations towards retaliation against another should assert dominance and diligence, formidably following grains, concerted visions later, conceptualization, organic contemplations, recognizing symbols, slowing this lesson for the totality of the assembly requires many parts together, not separate in the box as within as without. Does entire universal models found at IKEA problematically, just as desire to sustain happiness and health for all members of my family's portrait streaming across optic picture viewers presentation stations, although afterthoughts of burner establishes intent chords
spirals, turns, tides, as within Bible's pages in relation to the topic. Yet another megameter might of the ancient sworn accordances hold dear terminologies over the vast thousands of years. There, not here. Isn't the same region, missing my topic, segregated principles proud. These are my personal thoughts. When I'm writing in freestyle, can swap topics upon premonition. In conclusion, using a historical conclusion to enter mind, see place and time, go there and walk the streets. Actually, smells coming from beneath and long ago from different and vast regions, as above so below, but only here on earth, pretending to mental planes. In actuality, by asserting domain, ultimately limits responsibility, taking full advantage of all possibility of that which remains. Filing in all the background noises, turn on the coffee, the radio of your choices, TV, video games. How else do we mass communicate? School and song, and an actor, playwright, acting out something, that which encompasses us all. The universal motions pushes us along, slowly timing interrelates together against the forces of nature and motions of physics, harnessing something exquisite, hardly inclusive, together yet indistinguishable, separate from another nothing which is fundamentally experimental. Giants gain 100 times this in potential, squashed sacks of medicine balls tossing over fountain and pasture, over mountain, like the hammer throw from a behemoth such as Matilda's teachers, who knew that aggression was due to carbon monoxide in the atmospheric pressuring, stress setting in, forgetting once again the triple A typical procedure ponders and free verse uses. Yes, that was my point, instantly deriving said subject upon asking of the point. Our intuitive intuition guides us in heart as big as the galaxy, should I remark, at the point when we all acquired such an organ playing melody so fast and far away as Oz. Milky Way galaxy somewhere over the rainbow, a bright white center forms positions of the dot and third center's optic lens. Don't forget your pencils, taking pads of papers, ages of lions, scarecrows, and bears. Oh, my tin men, searching for the proper language usage when in fact insulated remains point to a nocturnal rainbow which is further perpendicular towards the actual claim and assertion that we as intellectuals are processing the birth of a star so great as it's as the same egg that creation creates, and furthermore applicable everywhere, not just the brain, starting at birth, righteous and pure, fresh blank page for us to endure rates of jump rope according to our position in the relation to Oz, I mean the Milky Way. Together we fly in space as a part of the dream catcher trampoline, pushing flowers, blossoms across the intersecting sections. We fly in space as part of a great spirit, swirling and spinning in and amongst the inertias, collaborating as we do, dust pools swept under the rugs, coming together as we are as one elder druid parent, sweeping the dirt beneath the door, combining into swirls on a broomstick, ride magically pirouettes, dancing on toes, bend and crack eggs, just like the seeds could not have just been a more coincidence. We as the seagull, dove, and dolphin, tailor, shark, blue, finish, pure, before we begin this thing are knots and bead and woven blanket and bracelet, earring, bell, and dangles rope 45 degrees, hoping this Jupiter spin-off is enough for us to all remember the hop, thrown, corner, kicks, speeds that comes bricks falling from rooftop and coconuts, all that have the potential to see swinging home along with Macaulay Culkin for some gravy great time laughs and try to get into the house with all the witch and warlock amidst booby traps and baits and tackle, sweet sage, foot, and reel. I don't often give up my premise so easily, yet am wasting time. I do maintain a symbiont of relevance, interrogatory categories splashed in ripples of the nebula, black hole and brown yellow sun, eternal webbings, in fact, facing formidable frenzies of facts, don't often become two sequencing, interlocking majesty in tune with musical motorboats, comets that skylark swift and swallow whole essence in captivity of Icarus wing, soothing dragon skull. My subconscious was in control the entire time. If no prophetic visions were present ever, we all happy to intelligently coalescing an inner vision applicable to not just the Milky Way, but to connect yet to a higher, to a vast tier up high above the universal of the universal creator deliver in a Drew a Stone story, one love. Chew trees and horses' hooves, wear dead animals, testing on pigs, choke the chickens with no standing room, never looking up, divided we fall, united we forget the price drop, and call yourself civilized without breakthrough, technically freedom. What's the point of driving inspiration, suppression by bigoted industries, codependent eccentrics, delusional to the key? We could all have fun on the seas, not just 13 family significant stores open to the public eye, just waiting to realize, hiding in plain sight, how much more organized representatives and to the point unnecessary and corrupt systems in effect means obsolete models, not because they don't work, because they are made inferior by peacefully redesigning technologies laying ready and waiting for us. If we weren't supposed to use this brain, then why do we have it? I can't explain any better, unfortunately, than what I've already tried, close to being given a misdemeanor, held in contempt of court by the internet police again. Nobody owns the internet. It's a tool. It's our tool to use. A blessing of interconnectivity, a webbing of machinery for us to contemplate, prioritizing prosperous, abundant, and generously clear options. Choices connected, never before seen collaborations redefined worldwide by the second. A joyous occasion and pure delight to be of service to others at this time in Earth's history is mind-boggling, testing our faiths and passions, and an honor to be a guest at this banquet we call wonder and splendor of all life. One love, Franco and American. I don't want to be and I don't care again. Investigate quantum continuum, peacekeepers, technological relations, contemporary biology is born. Awesome. 1. Andrew Alexander Douglas, James Allen Stone, add or change other names, blah blah blah. I'm awesome. Peace speaks peace. Your peace keep it peacefully spoken. Love is peace. Love is kind. Peace is kind. In our captivity we breathe through a gaze of reliance, through our devotions to love, to be loved, to endure the changes and challenges that we face as a world, even as a whole. Our scope has become increasingly separated from the progress it takes. The task to sustain our greatness challenges. We ultimately breed greater challenges by taking into account greater numbers of vast worlds, imaginable in and out of our spectrum field of vision, diluting perception that we are somehow not connected inwardly to the vast interconnected space of our multi-dimensional realities. It's really 12, 144, 288, 576. In conjuring facts from fiction and faults from worry, neither is apparent in its reluctance but necessary in its upheaval. Said instigations not privy towards the necessity of any inherent actual violence, all deemed rational through states of digital empire science. Another facet of the synthetic opulence inherent in all nature, as within we are connected via the universe, as without our world is connected through our computers, and thus the domains of the interstellar, as with it all forms of coherence and consciousness, established an interconnected web of integrities, only celebrating that beauty and splendor, the truth of all things, intermingling, coexisting as a single song, a solitary, one solidary body, intrinsically operating based on positives and minuses, when in actuality, as we sing with our words, we fly the midnight sky, creeping inner certainties as one actualization, ultimately altering our currency of ambition and specifically our fundamentals, understanding, upgrading indentured waves of grain, specified by the melting pot and grandma's cauldron of sour and sweet sorts. As the radio blares revolting music, we must endure countless fractures upon our established congruencies consistent with grandfather, coalescing, a process of which revolves around asserting a fundamental principle and claim that the universe is round. In all seriousness, this is true and false at the same time, yet components of the force before mentioned, the singularity clause, that indeed our universe is one living, breathing, reproducing, worth mentioning, being here consistently expanding in its universal bounds with leaps of expression, jumping towers towards new expressions. In the ashes awaken a new vehicle of assertion, combined our fundamental interest in exploring new and higher barriers, limits, and experiences, observances for the greater good of the many out of one, and small victories here and there. It's like anyone can say it in 1 second, the world is one. one. But getting that through, that's different. If there was a name for God, name would be one. Chat conversation end 12:28 a.m. as in the number one. All life is human, deserving of inalienable rights, including up to and for the most part eat the planet. Most important supreme celestial being. If he, she, it goes, we are done for. So instead of gender wars, extend to all life, deem each human being a celestial one. Who is to say by genderizing things we may be jeopardizing our unity? After all, it's our only real illusion to break. We are all endowed natural. Why not the insects and birds and all animals, all life? This should be priority, as with solar system, moon, satellites, asteroid belts, meteors, comets, galaxies, atoms, quantum, the universe, and ice cream can be human too if we want them to. Ice cream, just minus ice cream, and I think we're good. War is over if you want it to be human too. Galaxy, the world is one flag, two white flag warriors, rainbow, that's a whole nother bridge, gold, silver trophy. That world is one too, the minor notes on a piano as well. One world solar systems and one world planets, one world worlds, moons, one world suns, one world continents, one world oceans, one world nation, one world country, one world state, one world city, one world town, one world tribe, one world house, one world room, one world computer, one world song, one love would I ever settle for less. Not on your life, maybe for all life though. Marching forth a band around the world, dismantling unnecessary hatred along the way. If anyone can unite us all past the lies and beyond, it's the melting pot. Native-born American continent, earth guardianship led by example, uproot the disease. My party heart lets you know we are the people, and free acceptance. I'll put my neck on the block, go ahead, chop it off. Tired of unnecessary arbitrary entry, which is clearly unsustainable. Newtonian concepts, if matter is neither created nor destroyed, then how are we here? This is fun to fundamentally rewrite flaws. Come along, wedge the Death Star bullseye, no bigger than a swamp rat, forgetting about actions, bills, fundamental natural laws, I mean flaws. Be respect, but do your best to reinvent new aspect ratios and rewrite history, at least if anyone for yourself. Never mind the box, mass controls. Everything you want is outside that partition. Subconscious, higher mind, real ego, mind split, shit, division, neurosis, narcissist imbalances, relating, speaking, connect the sub with the awakened conscious. Speaking, that's the falsetto versus the bass. Woo! And love. One love, evenly devil on the eve of deconstruction, metamorphosis, and transformation under severely pressurized weights, extreme dark star potent potentials, blossoming galactic expanding expressions to the extreme symphony of firmament, scattered, chattering, chartered, sifting through these cracks in the church's tall tale walls, lived behind a veil, condensely of evil's density, alive, live, seals. Slaves fervently redis, knighting the blackened, scorched coursework of space under the construction of upon high. Kind kings and queens never died. Did the dream sail black wormholes and vortex information? Safe assets, aisles, easels of conformity, contents, and the erupted corruption of time contain the violence therein, forms held together in place, the heart and soul of intergalactic planetary. Do it. It shows the importance of a teleprompter. Name, pronunciation, Drew Sloan. Options, other names, James Allen Stone. Options, first name Stone at the top profile. Captivate ego with higher mind until you two get along. The voice of reason over the trickster ultimately decides. So as solution of these two force elements, reasoning and free will. Andrew Alexander Douglas. Music, a must for combination, sublimation, as above so below. Subconscious roots, conscious tree trunk, divide, supervision, aspect ratio, intervention, surge, Tarzan-like connection, intuitions to trees of the mind. There is no intervention in the universe. It's strictly forbidden. Connection, intuitions to trees of mind have the power to record, access, and build any machinery put to the test. But only ones that stand the test of time. Unlimited freedom exists when we combine our past lives, crack the egg of ego, self, scrambled higher mind. Mink rode in on yoke and scrambles for not just two messages, just for kicks. Cook it up on the knowledge and love, intuition, aroma, promotes ride straight to the top, crown cream of the crop. So to speak fluently, filers miles in the fires for freedom for sure. Combine the sub, unlocking the library of love, intensely sprocket, divine lightning chopstick. Anything can be made aware, eliminating the need to feed two sides and below. It's a giant tax. Neverland, never. Marbles, marbles. And love, peace and understanding. All the facts, the rest of the story. Quick, gonna tell you, do what up with you, fame, glory, passion, action, debulating on an attractable rhyme, quick stop on the street, teetering, string, filling up the solar moon, yeah dude, drop out when we mention cross sword, 40 fights, delirious, try from behind a gun, more illusion, asking for an AC cover for your skin glittered, all shining vampiric, simply glittering on all you do, what you do. If you want to be king, so insist on servants, keeping on observing, alertness, fabricated, this problematic faction, diluted with capture, seeping through jitters, repeat, fabricated, a new jumpsuit for the grindstone, go back to scratch, jack lightning files, responding automatically, syndicated jury, failure to revive the case, about the same pace of resurrection, talking about a lame syndrome just to show you, just to slow down the controversial, relate the means to destroy. If you knew how to respect the art of murder and persuasion, does not respond to the course selection, subjective, insertion, redacted, reversals, I'll veto that bill, adaptable, feed the poor, so why can't you do what's stopping you from giving that crown royal on a plate, harvested from the soul, dripping without doubt, pushing jump ropes with centrifuge forces, introducing a quick, sick and twisted fan lists, get through all the formalities because reality is about to unfold, insistent on narration until the time is ready. I tell you, life beckons and truth answers. The fact is aloof, and how can we become one without speaking insistently backwards? It's a place to call home. Above the course subjective, insertion, redacted, reversals, I'll veto that bill, adaptable, redacted statements leading to lending arrangements, click it up on fire or ticket, revenues can't even feed the poor, so why can't you, dude? What's stopping you from giving that crown royal on a plate, harvested from soil, dripping without doubt, pushing jump rope, with centrifugal forces, introducing quick stick and twisted sands, fans, list, get through all the formalities because reality's about to unfold, insistent on narration until the time is ready. I'll tell you about the fire, the silver reconnected, together, remeshing, faults point to regression, regress ions, block the sun, redesigned your lifestyle before begun. It's taken from you, taken selfies of you light words, light songs, light quotes, words seem like sleazy, phony. You, just because you're taking photos, how else are you supposed to do a 1,000 picture view with eyes, guys? If your crew watches you get your ass kicked, cousin stole the profit margin on a new business investment. Girls forget where they left the latest fashion statement is naked, relating trendy to yo. What's news when we've all been through it? Wearing the weather, choice becomes clever. Revisiting Mercury is only a matter of time before the virus kicks in, making eyes closed and senseless sentiments, a reaction of faction. Are you the golden hand outreaching the deep, shedding generosity for any who may seek? A senseless memory often treats you. You're weak, dude. You'll never grab force that which seeks and seeds you speak towards, spreading love unconditionally, a place, a home, a vacation for a week, backwardly insisting that the wait was worth revisiting. In April and May, tulips in July are better than in August. For a bloom to do bulb must fashion reflection of the sun. Remember once again when the equator gave off nervous effervescent vapor. That's when the time was made. Imagine now in this real world with no time for timber, before lakes make no sound, illustrations before their time, renown, past deliberations, creations, insatiable texts and virtues. Simple saying and telling are two differences. We encourage you as ourselves, me, dude. We are with certainty informing clandestine services to the amplitude rendition. Time of illustration comes at a cost, taking away the precious dreams once fathering chain reaction streams like the crowd, instead of insisting on a place to cover up or shut her off last week. I checked homeless still means ain't got a house until we raise our vibrations. Vampires like the words won't fall off. Likewise in springtime, remember to forego perfect scenarios, only having simple renditions to work with the earth. One spot you sit on a sword, you sit as a sword in the stone, re-rendering an unbiased though unknown, throne, yet service relief to bloom. Too much astral possibility is fun, provides adaptable growth, progression indiscriminately, blogging until everyone believers transition, provides us with an array transmuted by prism, renditions to work with the earth. One spot you sit as a stone, re-rendering an unbiased throne, yet service relief to bloom. As much astral possibility as fun, provides us with an array transmuted by prism, crystal barriers, biospheres, transstation, transmutation, adaptable growth, progressing indiscriminately, blogging until environments are no longer needed. Estuary, often believers, empaths, feelers, and healers, transgression to protect your innocence. From the joys of splendor reunites the subliminal, nirvana, heaven, piranha, ghastly requiem of rhapsody, only distracting from the truth known within inner youth. Is trusting oneself, retires the idea of giving you special surprise, no longer needed to hide away. Truth finally, freedom responds, balancing adulthood with adolescence, and youthful figures, action graces dreams, while present passion listens gently, describing entire generations as elderly person in the prisons, predicaments of activism. Ignorance is bliss, but stupidity pays more. Sold off my last possession for a one-night horror. Worn one-time use only, must return in the morning. Tattooed on her back, words hoodie and upside down, and the lady and the tramp stamp. Except we aren't sipping spaghetti, I'm carrying her non-existent lifeless body across the crystal waters with a side-winding leash connected to some convenience. Belittled receives a riddle, so little insisting on revision, accepting the shiny must be attractive to those with fish eyes. For lenses and mohawks, for backflips should never, ever respond only to a skinny dip. Out with them chicks, saving you rowing through lures hook. You got your thumb, curiosity killed my nights. Outbothered because now your kittens controlled you slowly. Release that cat, find a way to surf back on your own tack. One love vexes, setting us free, truly understanding the false defaults. I see, gonna go, y'all. Yell at the neighbor for kick my dog, and now he needs operation. I call her mom. Go blast that black head in her dick hole. I don't know what the fuck that means. Metronome guides, guitars, violins trembling, resembling anointed treble, and replicates closing meter and clef. Trombones and flutes give hissing allotments, allowances to freely glide as dust and electron, doing you unending in song. Deliberate the separate glimmering patterns as they hex the galaxies. The flame rewrites spread too thin. Where does the staff connect? Repetitive fermata holds the world tapping staccato. Definitions describing illuminations, debriefing the effervescence. Tumultuous grows and grows, in multitudes delivering often as thought or a message, but never as a steady, as a harmonic triplet that scatters our four winds, melodic captivation, signaling the singing notes spirally kissed. A trial forcing quantum at ohms, as four directions per measure count for 1, 2, 3. Voids finally gets her moment in the solo, but the emotion places imagination, color between the lines, framework of the divine. One true goddess lightly sends universal serenity above her heart, jettison her only soul, spirit accordingly. Allegro, sacrificial hymn, out into perception. Horizon, distortions attempt to capture her subtly deliberate vibrato into a flat cadenza, all sharp, fourscore changes, tilt, chorus, quartered time, signatures, rarely stained G's in tune, one peaceful wave, compilation, as above a vibration in the void, so below determinations, filter masterpieces throughout our vast expanse, alteration, intonation, backstrokes, the divides, hinting, arrested wall, flip and dive in emergency preparedness, otherworldly inevitably. Some composers tilt off caravans and canvases, clamping us on a side wilted wavering. Would you just stand up and walk out on me in a roundabout way, insulted, insured, keeping the reeking cold and bay, stutter stepping while rays alteration spans and memories, reflection, starring, wavering, yes, yet yes, stations, crescendos, magnetically enhancing this balancing act. Staircases, dark matter, anti-gravitational, running with scissors, recording symphonic repair, starring starry PI's applause, the reasoning behind the ovation, pouring admiration for a soul's man left standing. Entangled heat rises up, light shone down from above. The only echoes lightly defining conclaves of effervescent required, reminding rewind just to walk out on me. Around half-jaded sympathies finally sound casted its shadow. Beyond her beauty, her spotlight responded after our closing movements, amending trails fading behind, all us blind, our eyes cutting time to the 2/4 tune of a sunset pressurized, introducing silence. This one time at Bandcamp, the wallet that says bad motherfucker on it. Copyright, Facebook, 2016. Andrew Alexander Douglas. One love, friends. Our bad business partners. Life lessons. 101. Andrew Alexander Douglas. My greatest favorite song coming up next. Andrew Alexander Douglas, The Lakota, Lightbird, Great Cloud, The Walt Disney Company, Toys R Us, New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, Barack Obama, Johnson & Johnson, Walmart, The People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Andrew Alexander Douglas just signed this petition on change.org. Like, share, comment, this one's for you. No gang life. Mike Cronin's Tree Service. Treasurer of the United States, Fort Myers, Florida. Upgrade, bro. We own the bank now. Lacrimosa. Believe and receive. See it in your mind. Have it in your hand. The hand, you create your own universe. The you in verse is universe. In, me, re, ear, ah, ow. Are you? You are me. Wub, wub. Want to buy you, sir. Rusta hasta manana. Ah, an alligator. Fuck, was that a deer? Let's just get Jose and Hose B. Then we be making that. Kazar get fucked. Niggas, we real. Fags, or are you the gringo? Unlikely rep. MH Tree Service, where trimming the hedges gets you on the radio. Now this digital, and you'll all learn to respect each leaf. If you well wish, we got those darn bowels, blow darts, or paralysis. Make you rethink that wish. Callously delights fail, unending. like arduous goals keep us afloat, riding her yacht, the greatest boat, bow of the Titanic. Stern, Lusitania. We all don't know about capital drops. Oh, the Alexandrias, enough to send those explorers home. Being that we're only one asteroid home, it's a belt that you wear at the moment for show, not to stow away. Compartmentalization, decompressing displacement, the weight of the world, because we carry that which we care. Call me collect for the last time. You know I won't be answering that call. I don't have a time for $40 either way. You don't know. Everyone you know has their price. I can't be bought cause I ain't got no cost. Only homies get this message, cause please, it's a Saturday time to sit and spill the week's behaviors. Every log file's filled, organized, the way squires taught me. Keeping those bills close to you, or your enemy could become the Marines. Pressing that red button and find back. Hi, siempre, salute, respect, endeavor. Remember, you're not the best. 5 they are. Only forgetting who saved you when you lost. When you remember, thoughts create reality. Or did you forget how I get to live and spit at the walls? Rick rolls, fucking Satan. Don't mind if I do. That's my adversary. Pause. Let me smoke this weed. Cough, cough. I'm the mad now. Killed that bitch from the back. She don't mind if I do. I'll smash coke all day. Cola check. It's got the Halliburton. Look that way. The arrow point. This way. The path. The higher road. Less traveled by. Of 2 roads diverged. Vision. Take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. We the people, in order to take the low road, perform a perfect union. Hold these rights unalienable. Not a UFO out there named Satan. I could not find one alive. If I do, I'll let you know. I am Drew a Stone, and Drew, do you glass? Now, when we talk, who without? Just remember who dunked that principle for a couple of silver bullets. You can test this rhyme without dozens of bakers. Feigns the great 4-piece. Who can read 4,000 pages in 1 month? Make up for those words. If a picture's worth 1,000, try a summary instead. Oh, the coupe de 4 times keeping aces high. Polish your knife. Keep it razor sharp. Cut hairs off your arm. I didn't need to hit the bullseye. That for the whack blackjack, king of hearts and clubs of spades. So if you know this or the prophet that I'm looking to, and one more fucking bomber, I'll lose it. For real, strike out and fuck the game. I'll charge the plate that the Baghdad battery, shove it right in his mouth, spark that explosive bout, let that stew in your brain. We don't have a bomb in America. This is a different region, founded 500 years ago. A motherfucker wand his strap around looking jack, club ace, spades, queen hearts, king diamonds. We the same deck, motherfucking brain dead. Lame lick my boots. After walking through the entrails of those who would seek to stop a traveler, it's not a crime nor a debt. The clergy shown respect. I'm down Ironwood. I sleep behind Our Lady of Peace, next to the beauty of a method castle. Ist magic. You'll find if you wander. I'm there. Drugless, Douglas, Stone Yard. Drew, I'll open the gun. Presbyterian, capital, oval, secret. Weapon, later, y'all. Not right now, just yet. There's surely a predator drone. Exactly balanced, not drone state of mind. Yoga, not soda. 1 up. Options, Shopco and Reoptions. Stone's Medicine Clinic. Shamanic practitioner, Ironwood, Michigan. Light work, energy, skating, forgets, forces, any sentence made alone. The beat, B, the leasing of suspension bridge. Sun, lint, past, pen, man, punctu, peaceful, Asian, senseless, tail star, gate, playing together, transform the stars and stripes on a white, wild basket of magical sound. Soften in silence, declare living room magic, carrying light ship, carpet, diem, midnight, solo, applying, inner campsite. Sit beside the fire and listen to the light of a flawless perfection. Dance in earth heart vortex rhythm. Options, music. Teacher, Ironwood, Michigan. Options, peacemaker. Computer specialist, Ironwood, Michigan. Options, Nation Pizza Products, Truck Transportation, 2005 to 2006, Schaumburg, Illinois. Yay Pizza. Options, Circuit City. Salesman, 2003 to 2004, Chicago, Illinois. Music Electronics, one option. Toys R Us. Floor Person, 2003 to 2004, Chicago, Illinois. Toys. Option. Pizza, General Manager, 2003 to 2006, Lake in the Hills, Illinois. Manager, Option, Professional Skills, Edit, Data Entry, Developmental Psychology, Distributed Computing, GreenMedInfo.com. Presentation, College, San Fernando College, and a college. Northland College. Class of 2011, Evolutionary Biochemistry, Ashland, Wisconsin. Evolutionary Psychology, Option, Workplace. Bogibic Community College, Class of 2003, Computer Science. Ironwood, Michigan, Computer Repair, Option, High School, Ada High School. Luther L. Wright High School, Class of 2003, Ironwood, Michigan, High School, Cool. About, Options, About, Section, Navigation, Overview, Work and Education, Places you've lived, Contact and Basic Info, Family and Relationships, Details about you, Life Events. Friends, if you say, sir, I'll end it. Our sources, creation, on a tear, the reluctance of spoken word. Channels through a care of the throat signifies we are ready for the ultimate truth. The black covered shroud is the midnight sky, but another eye staring back through the desert of apparent blackness. Blanket, one thing is sure. This is the ocean of turbulent weather, as the oasis in the Sahara, a plain of Auntie and Uncle Matter. Mirage, as situations would have it, the goal is to grab the inert pattern blowing in the wind, a rhombus rhythm, a golden staircase Fibonacci, lean riding the lightning, leading up to pearly gates. Mercury and Venus make pass over the clouds of a shadow of black, come painted as through a lensed path of vortex. Says this path of purple, silver, and red, a mysterious trinity to give us our birth fabrics, cater to an unknown law of the universe, as mystery would have it her way, is the question which binds us, not our answers, our victory or fault, but a higher arcing plane, as above the atmospheric midnight, a tale interwoven of years in the making, to depict this book, made in pure intention of might, of will as thought, reported. The relationship of the three will determine the outcome, be the cause-effect determined by will. However, another endeavor to see deep within self, and note your white painted heart is glowing of a love twisted and shrugging, geometrically stable as an enormous size and tremendous will of the Milky Way galaxy. This whole entire energy and the vastness of being are the gold of the season, behind which is real. You are the plethora of a more and thought out more of a thought process, sought of the crown up high upon your head, the energy aura, as we are all soul flower. Flowers purple populates of pretentious ceremonies, unsurpassed by the assertion of internet speeds. A vast knowledge awaits you within the pages. Sages berate you, entrance and enhance you. As with a magical virtue, the spirit creates our matter of the G galaxy. We see the white painted shrouds that climb with a light, a mirrored reflection in the regard as a source. Yes, exactly as source shines. With her rays, a universal matrix unfolds to witness our whole life story, and the S source is the bringer of light, of many names, but source of all light and life in all universes is the definition I seek. So we play and we pray, and we keep still by the ear, until Saturn lifts her sisterhood melody, and the curse of iron and wood has been broken. Alchemical token illustrates how adventure in the present moment and here and now. How now is really the only time we have, by discovering simply the source energy equals all the energy that exists, will exist, and has ever and will ever exist, forever and ever. So the name of the creator of the great spirit father is the White Buffalo Galaxy. Jumping through rivers, the oceans span the temples of a purely gates equal Neptune and Uranus, the shadows of beings. Justice is fleeting, selling truth for those who can handle it. Bonnie is love, and our friend Pluto. Now the devil goes down to do his hole into dark black sift, another simple brick of brown rock dancing with the suns of the solar and interplanetary mentions. And now we've gone full circle to the depths. Now above this, his demon was a brown dwarf sun capable of high velocity of electrons. This dense ball of gravity, a follicle of hair that extends our braids into a bun, or one resting neatly atop your ears, the Greek Yutho, double-headed dragon, a real, a savior of text showering relationship of the weathers into cosmic oceans of space, so vast and quite fast, to swim circles around the circus trope, and we come back to Earth. Tight on a wire, affluently, Earth, affluently, tight on a wire, building chrome towers, a brave learns to swim on the wires. We must fight to walk upon the astral mountain.
I wanna be a wannabe, pollinate and float in the weed. Quilted limbos line the trees, quaternity a place in mind. Shop to buy products divine. Not for cash or bars of gold, for loving friends who cherish whole. Being silent, sequential reading, substantial meaning, death conceiving. Fully reading, listening, feeling. Passerby will catch an eyeful. Molten whistle and peaceful glisten. To flower all the red road swiftness. Purple sky scream reluctance. Quantum divides repugnance. Moth flies and crown of golden dust and silver hue. React the skies to make the raven cry. Protector of tribes, this mode of my ride. Alive at a time, my fortunes deprived. Sounds lift from the morning sapphire to laughter. Raindrops of topaz stirs and mixing the records, scratching mountain peaks to eternal speaks, flipping birds that carnival the tilting ground. Speaking of the crown, wings and the golden rings, my hand seems to know how much untold, flowing from minds of conscious divide, awareness encased in brain-bashing race, to see with the universal mind galaxies entwined, metaverse, Shakespeare galaxy, quasar, supernova stage, standing in place, 1 and 2, this system is simply the art of knowing myself. Roots grow deep but never infinite, the golden art of knowing isolated being, self-sustained, independent, free. All that means continues to be oversimplified to the point, knowing is only half the battle. Accepting life as snakes rattle, or a baby's bottle, all send shocks. While free will doctor, democratic proctor, constitution locked in. Upon knowing this life is me. Photon energy. Earthen tribes align and twine. Silver ships arrive on the meadow. Warp speed creaks, bobs and weaves, flipping the air and dancing in ether. Standing in awe at mysterious birds, flying overhead without causing harm. Diluted this perception that we was alone. Secluded this observation and concentration. Bellows our voices to heed the sky's song. Shows our predecessors here we belong. Beautifully now our realities collide. Once lost long ago, ghosts now galactic heavenly. Trust in the instinct to follow your heart. Believe in each other's teamwork and sword. Management, free will, and abundance report. Floating along some kind of nucleus. Our brothers and sisters reign in the sky, a picturesque version to that their spiders will climb webs made of cosmos, stringing along a theory of progress. A quantum force in line with the course, all levels of repeated fun. The A of the atomic and the B on the street show us this planet are made of dust, and one tribe to carry 67 temples to supply our world with grand cosmic energy. Free power exists without burdens of cost, procured, repeated, respected, deleted portions of a spark that will carry qualitative relief. We are the knowledge lost, creators of beings and setting of suns, follow this pattern to a T never undone. We often dream of planets to see celestial gods debriefing solar light, a sweet melody song that springs eternal light. The cosmic devotion, kick the bus, all floating around some kind of nucleus, all patterns in mind, based on the spine. Teamwork depicted, expected, selected, arduous words that carry our honor. Delivered, saluted, cheered, and recruited to the sight of the light, of the majesty of sight. Puts a tear in my eye, seeing this molten sky, to know we are all kings upon a glorious earth. Earth, heart, and shape minds, sequentially reflected, directed to another person's space to coexist, with all the human race living as one tribe. This galaxy is our Wanna be a wannabe, pollinate and float in the weed. Quilted limbos line the trees, quaternity a place in mind. Shop to buy products divine. Not for cash or bars of gold, for loving friends who cherish whole. Being silent, sequential reading, substantial meaning, death conceiving. Fully reading, listening, feeling. Passerby will catch an eyeful. Molten whistle and peaceful glisten. To flower all the red road swiftness. Purple sky scream reluctance. Quantum divides repugnance. Moth flies crown of golden dust and silver hue. React the skies to make the raven cry. Protector of tribes. 3D tasted the four, allotted the score to remain more than what we are. Begin to see the winds in front of your nose, to sense the rains rather than the flows, as above so below, this linear ghost with the most. Beings that fly, soaring the sky, lighting up the night, illuminations, grand suns, punctual sandstorms, mixing vapors of might with labors of light, pictures perfect stars, aligned cyclic wonders bound, and new horizons flag and marching, we party onward without remission, the fettered weighted love petals in the sky, pressures build, we questions alright. 16 intrepid waters delves oceanic fathers, platinum stream consciousness, desires braided the giggling sisters, vapors, patty cake, your ones and twos, and silent mothers watches, brothers, parading fathers, warm arms to tuck us in, breathing free tentacles, releasing outreach beneath the deep, swirling islands abundant as the sun's clouded eyes, rainbow tribes, ride in tubes, spacious, flipping, tilted, tunneled, bob, sweat, blues, courses throughout, red ooze to set our wills to higher ground, hikes the impatient glow, slithers and aids our souls, twirling the primordial liquids, discord directed, ration to a few planetary faction, orchestra pouring the sky's majestic concord, fragments bound, rewound and gone in the sun, painted shrouds covered our brows, follow us in the night, gray splattered, recurrent that sings silver moon, shaken shores, reflecting crescent promises, repeated and doubled, belting lands anew tasted, belt photon hues, rejuvenates the silent perplexity, surplus invention, unjust, never surrender, excess must not be rebellion, long dangled rope, right around the corner, 90-degree quarter turn, there is still hope, backwards quested, seas of mystery, interplanetary mixtured poems, grown from experienced tombs, forward undertows, selected, respectively, directedly connected, soliloquy, a year of silent meditation, developing, crisscrossing helix, smashed and fixed upon the pools of transparent waters, microscopic text selected at resting, inversions represent dual specular screams, observant dreams, tasted scenes of mystic pool, magnificent warmth and loving embrace, steady in place. Keys, crowns, browns, united, rewind inside our minds, lined and blind, darkness proposed, as shadow, curtain, veil ponders, tapes of cautious space illuminates, rewrites history, future sonic magnet, electric shatters the barrier of light speed theory, manifested, encoded, language, rhyme, music, motion, sky divided pressures, began flipping sideways, again writing on top, one interstellar rift flying along this interconnected mesh, spying past planets with monster inhabitants, ignoring beings need love from a giving hand, back in the beats, the slew of the streets, on the invisible quantum reefs, spoilers, beliefs to parade the night sky, with speed alone we fly, float on the light, never present grounding spool, the needle we thread, our distances sewn, golden threaded highways, spreading awareness's unique story whole. Mutual bonds pictured strong, never present infinity, ever questioned trinity, elements far and abundant springs, hierarchy of chemicals, nature's ordered biology, bits of transferred limbos connect 10 million stars that bind the moonlight with the sun fire, ignition spark, the grand lightning struck, burning the earth from carbon dusted hearth, this rain ever present life to pour vitality upon the soils of Earth, constitution's rigorous adaptations, selection method of crystal skies, pours the life-giving essence thrice, the beginning to nourish, the spirit ever-present connected, songs better when we get along, insist on patterns that bond, our maturity, separation, splurge, destiny hangs in the balance to become once again a dancer in the bog, running through the swamps, swimming in the trees, playing catch with the clouds, leaving natural wildflowers as the sun bends.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Yeah, now it works. Fucking gas, motherfuckers. Eagle's talon claws atop the mighty rock. The mighty bird determines plot. Flights with beaks that will let you free. The depths of superstitions fly with me. Beneath the silhouette moon I weep, but not for the pain in my eyes. I weep for the earth, mother, father, and son. The silver crescent moon speaks from above. Crescent, reminiscent of a liquid sky unplugged. A tornado effect that swirls birds the same. Tasty jams brought from beak mouth to candy. Feathers found among the wreckage. The arrows clutch a tribal fire 7. Barking upon the wandering nights. We rise and we rise to make grander heights. Speaking of sacred flames below, a beacon in the middle of the night kindle will grow. The embers burst fire as coals. Wind blows, our senses calamity with dark red flows. Blue blood mixes, provides us the lift. The combustion path is now retired. Enter the age where light is required. Smoke rings eternal, parading the sky. Gently she glides to the shore safely. Brown bear black, bear made brown. Crystal dreams of a fish, a swirling rift. Polar bear, panda, koala, yellow breeze. The bear takes an otherworldly expression. Heart of gold with strength and roots. Sleeps in hunger, silent shoots. Cave bear, been there, traps hunger there. Echoes in the cave, damn deep cave of greed. I am this great bear with love in my dreams. To awaken one day, scratch with the weeds. Bells ring aloud, venomous streaking tone. Screeching sound hits us requesting time to evolve. A puddle of ice cracked upon the shores. Basketball courts and old locker stories. Balcony fit, plenty of chairs. Whole families here, it's okay to be squares. A rattle, the rake, jump on a cactus darn tape. Or fish in the lake, filled with trout. Face the boosted stew, loving the sounds that are coming from you. Interpreting the earth as a snail on the rug. Counting the petals of slate-covered loves. Light as a rope that fortune can braid. Multiple loops, abundance of freight. Continually constructive, disruptive, inert. Socks turn to purple, discovered in dirt. Believe what you will, or take this for granted. Earth heart is discovered by loving your planet. Silent and patient, silently listen. Listen, develop, facing the sun. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Yeah, now it works. Fucking gas, motherfuckers. Among the stars lives a grand cosmic pattern. Einstein's theories applause the 11th from head to toes. The story goes. The eye is a pond to reflect our dreams. The mouth of ice that beams by me. A metaphysical land, a vase of wine, turning into process of light made from sight. A third eye sees the edge of the breeze. With fairy tales abound, we're connected at the ground. Through hearts and minds we seek and dive. The bonds of time. The throat connects ideals divine. Travels down a silver spine. To each and every muscle this energy does trace. To power the house of Da Vinci's space. The endocrine system follows the grain. Plants of chemicals, solemn happiness plain. Emanating all life that comes from rain. The words we use to each other's flame. Please and thank yous, delicious course makes the way for another's rain. Today we know acts as a day. Will never go and will never stay. Money flows where attention goes, so do your best to live free. Let your happy feet take the beat. Turn your pains to solitary gains. Make leaps of faith at every corner. Convincing hatreds, acts of murders. Emotions are in my control to be the best, to fit the mold. Contraceptives are our friends. Healing frequencies have no end. Dishing love is the name of the game. Offering prayers for friendship's ultimate gain. The property of glass not break. The sound. Solid ground. Of earth to test. A river's flow, the cracks do show. Molten ash, bubbles and grow. Earth she cracked, purgation bruised. To learn to love this enormous being. Almost like a toddler teething. The bones our culture keeps us safe. Alone at night we take our destiny. To become whole once again does require to melt the earth heart with earthly fire. The fear of the dark within the family heart cannot be erased without forgiveness post-haste. Love yourself before anyone else. Start the fire by trading desire of obsessive control. Allow yourself to flood and flow. Eat the sand beneath your toes. Heal the family and find yourself. The interconnected mesh of metaphysical breath. In the negative image of the body in a mirror, we become one. The universe is you. Fucking gas, motherfucker. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Yeah, now it works. Fucking gas, motherfuckers. Fucking gas, motherfuckers. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Yeah, now it works. Fucking gas, motherfuckers.
Hello, welcome to Digital Stoner Radio, Facebook 2016. Hope you enjoy. Be great in all you do. All poems are about this. A mother's story, son. All poems are about this. Sorry I didn't specify. Observatory Road was a dead-end ride. Friend with barbed wire fence, chained at the gate. Energy corner, a missing shortcut. Past the white wolf, one with brown and one with green eye. And when one street down, parking hills and rings of O's, Luther smokes, stacks, and dries. Carnegie put away wet. Humanitarians never billow. Professor Hubert's laughing never sweats. Loves Luther's school of light, right lights bright. All, yeah, all, chimigweg. Kichi minihawatha, proof of not a thing. To define the love of feeling, of connection after beauty, loses herself carried, her worry out into the black oceans. Drifting as does the stars do, for weeks exhibit, often described as sheer terror. The deep darkness blues hold on to the sky, finally placing my last sheet of clothing to strengthen the raft. Falling deep into a bleak, lost all possessions, lost all need for materials. Here no one can hear me singing. Lifted slightly, the shifting magic quantum carpet sails into the abyss, strangled, no one tells. Our once beloved shore is shattered upon the nameless. Silence finds her grinning majestically captivating. I've only a certain allotted time to get to where I'm going. This week's seemingly equates to lifetimes, falling and falling, traveling on a whim. Aethers, winds guide my small raft, barely able to walk under the weight of the earth. She buried me to my knees in sun. Her microscopic clouds feels like the tires swinging. Don't let go of the conscious rope. Although I am a champion at the swing, conscious thought at the park, giving. Carnival, seemingly perpetual, dived head first with no directions. Man overboard simultaneously as my wedding evening. We planned it right here. But here, Earth, she does not matter. Long ago, my mingling in affairs, stranger than fiction, darted my spirit farther than I've ever known, farther than an ascended master or prophet. Not that I've asked anyone for help. This responsibility lies within the self, individually, as a lake, fishing off the dock. I can remember the simple sounds of our grand medicine grown, spreading smiles upon the water's edges, cleaning the virus, but I'm here again. I am again trapped within my head, able to see but cannot speak, waking up as if in a dream, in the bowels of the inflatable rafters, bouncing off the sounds. My wobble watches watch, buzzer telling me to change. Bowels of the inflatable rafters, bouncing off the sound. My contacts, the blackness never ending, lights are on nobody's present. I was not ready to cater to nothing. Alone, the jumping solidifies confidence, magically slung past the earth and the moon and the sun, contemplating as I lay, lost, the focal point of all my meditations, central sun, once again drifting onwards until all hope is lost. The only line back to the anchor left behind, a solemn oath, a reminder, a slogan, tied to my finger, to remember hunger so greatly, boldly, body ajars, the emergency release valve holding on Now, for the remainder of my lives, I've waited to impart upon this cosmic ocean of space, vast distances interlocking life's mystery, memory, and struggle. Almost feels like the automatic schedule was the only choice left to uncover. A nighttime chilling, staying warm, barefoot, balancing the footprints, backs retracing the snow as the pole star sends relief. You were not alone. That was when I carried you, but only of what time I disembarked, stuck at 11:45. Stalwarts remained stowed, even when time itself, the directions blown, has left my soul pleading for a blank paper, curtains to fall, wandering infinitely. Maybe I should have asked for directions before reading Thoth, Hermes Trismegistus, and the Tetragrammaton, among many other sacred geometries, as well as my only childhood passion to solve anti-gravity for warp speed. I could have asked, as my life flashed before my eyes, all the ascended masters for a hand in this endeavor. Had I stopped a minute, sailing in this splendid. Now, no food or water. Forgot to plan. I planned to fail, a crack in the surface of the ice, reflecting as the stars do, universal shadows. I see the pools, align entire universes within each crack. I've lost it, all my maps, my compass, and without an oar, without an oath, tilted, begin to slip off my magic carpet. Ship stolen, antimatter frequently seeing get a soul, my single last breath to become completion, finding my destination. I was meant to be explorer. I was meant to explore, but not ever explorer. Not every gets to hug my brothers and sisters at the end. Not a gag. It's not a kiss from my mother and a punch from my dad. They're not waiting in the balcony. In this world champion spades player, coconuts with a nice banana, handled trophy as the snot drips from my nose. I, his king, it's about 20 below, of hearts with bravery and courage all along, all one alone, and all within a string, a straw for drinking, silly, so surreal. My adventures this far, in belonging to my mother's playbook, was missing valuable chapters, discarded, college prep, long ago, no house to speak of, not even on foot. At 17, I left. A protector, a guardianship, was missing information about refilling, the speaking one, more of 10, foot tall, 233 waves like that, and I'll be done. My body now, corrupt and torn. How can I be the only one here? Did I take a wrong turn? Gilded, as my flesh remembered, a final attempt before curtains collected. This membership of the universe, stories unfolds. Glory simply, a captain goes out the way he's come in. Down with the ship, from the shallows, without warning. A bridled sun scorns my forehead. From above, away to flow, following nurture's course originally. One of a digital kind, sporadic tracing, enhancements guided by the pillar's light, showering an encore of a vision in sight. One more act onward, towards bleak answers, back, toward the unknown staring at me. The iris, back of heaven lies ahead. Simply sail is no more. I have crawled into a mirage. From here I don't remember much except for the look from my mother. Just her smiling eyes, gazing in awe at the miracle performed, which she was holding in her arms. A female form within. Golden hands reaching out again. Was this a dream? Did I die? How much longer until world peace? Am I high? Looking back at the horizon, 400 billion galaxies whisper back to me. Meet me. Welcome my distance. Do I take the stranger or turn back on the only fire keeping me alive? Was it my shadow insulting, insinuating me in dark times? How majorly offended in paradise. If there is no challenges, I have no other option. Should I face or dare? Should I take his hand, leaving behind the only reason left, the only sign that poured the rain? It's not an X's fiery blaze. His hand caresses my only mold. It's unbridled and unconditional love. There will be no turning back, beyond as I attempt to peer into the distance, clouded mist blocking wrists, for no glares are allowed here, ever as a glimpse. Before taking the plunge, the risk goes to the reward. Equally fitting, where is grandmother now? She's no longer with. Did she make it, or I am alone? I was too zealous, too young to cry, too old to show weakness. Outstretched into the mesh, hashing my conscious side, thrown away, casting with my last bit of strength, jumping into empty space. The coral reef is long, long ways away. From here, must be some kind of drop-off. I'll gauge with courage and bravery. It matters not how straight the gate. Organize these thoughts, questioning as my mother screams, "Be courageous and leap, Father's spoken. You're supposed to save the world." I won't go without a fight. It's 3 tests, safety first. 3, 2, 1, leap of faith. Instantly, golden clasp molds into silver, grasping tight. The entity carried my scattered, broken body, hand in hand, slowly allowing her energy to take over my entirety. Suddenly realized within the moment I was shaking hands with a pure, unconditional love. My path towards self was within self all along. An inner knowing, through typical meditation, was finally coming upon a shore. It was her Pocahontas in Sacagawea, the lightly smiling, swiftly arrow makers. She'd taken me to the squandering siblings, squabbling over who gets to use the coffee pot first. Dropped in place, dementia perpetuates. My skull divided, piercing all and nothing at once. These pillars used to cater nervously. Their gaze subjectifies my entire soul with a darkened vigor, and red iris shook, practically eradicating all of creation's language. In the mix, their dark blank stares spirit. My heart beckoned me not to beg, but ultimately reply in a language you don't understand. You have once upon a chance to change your ways, to one question which sounds a lot like echoes. Through the glass, a place I've known. Was I up or down, in a tomb or hell, above or just below heaven? The only hint I got was the emotion I felt. At least at last resting place, I sought in peace of my fasting. Maybe this is pure energy. Ask you for your purpose and answer. Now reply before the transfer station, examining my left within 3 seconds. Reply with your answer. The only hint I give was the emotion left felt. Copyright Facebook 2016 by Andrew Alexander Douglas, James Allen Stone, Lightbird Great Cloud, SPA. Spoken. The words at once, before, allotted, and stood. The gracious Sphinx lingers frequently. Saline sells a tale of prelude, equality, and goodwill towards others, goodwill towards everything, especially when nobody's looking, and for those who can do nothing. It takes not many words to speak the truth. For if it is more important to love or be loved, ask grandfather, he replies with a bird. Which is more important, the left or the right one? In flying. Because we're not standing. We're not standing still. We're riding on a great, great spaceship known as you. However you do. So let us ever behold the red and purple sunset. I am small and weak,